Alright guys and gals, good afternoon everybody. It is January 18. Sorry this is a day late, but yesterday it was raining and gloomy all day and I was pretty much just in my apartment all day. And I didn't think that was a really good scenery to record this Q&A. I wanted to get something a little better than my room because all you'd see is like gloominess and probably some messiness and probably some clothes in the background, you know, while it's drying. So we're going to do the Q&A. I'm going to do the Q&A now. I'm going to answer the questions, and I'm going to do it in this gym. Maybe I'll go outside for a little bit and do some of them later. But hopefully this is a little better scenery. So I have all the questions right here, and I'm going to answer all of them. Here we go, guys. And this is in no particular order. I just copied and pasted all of them. However they came on my YouTube. So question number one. This is a lot of you guys have multiple questions, and I will try to answer all of them. Question number one, or questions number 1, 2, 3, and 4 from Kimmer400. So, first question, what university degree would be most useful in finding jobs in Japan? In finding jobs in Japan, I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that if you want a job that's not teaching in Japan, unless you're like very specialized in something or famous, you probably need to have a JLPT, which is the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. I think that's what it stands for. But you need like a level 1, which is really freaking hard to get because there's a lot of archaic expressions and things like that that Japanese people don't even use in modern day speech. So along with a degree, you're gonna probably have to get JLPT level 1, which is quite difficult to hear, I heard. But my friend David actually got that, so it's definitely not impossible. You just gotta study for it and be ready for it. So that, I think the JLPT is more important than whatever kind of degree you have. If you want to get a teaching job in Japan, it really doesn't matter what kind of degree you have, I'm pretty sure. Number 2, is it possible to become an actual Japanese English teacher if you have the qualifications? An actual Japanese English teacher, you have the qualifications. So I think that means like actually be working for the school, not as an ALT, just be an English teacher in the school. There are teachers like that for certain schools, like Brian, my friend Brian, you know, he quit JET and now he works for a private school in Hiroshima. And it's like what is it called? What the heck is, I forgot what it's called, but it's like one of those international schools, so where like a lot of people can speak pretty decent English. And so you can become a, full normal teacher, not an ALT, if you have, decent qualifications. Brian wasn't even an education major or English major or anything like that. He just had some experiences, and because he's a native speaker. If you're a native speaker, you're a lot better qualified to teach than any of these, and most of the Japanese teachers here. So there's that. All right, question number 3, also from Kimmer400. Can you perhaps do a budget video on the jet salary? I don't really budget things, but I literally just spend and make sure that I'm saving more than I'm spending and make sure that I'm saving a decent amount, at least 50% of my salary every month, if not more. Sometimes I'm upwards like 70% saving. But at the beginning of the jet, you're spending a lot of money on things for your apartment and necessities and things like that, so you spend you spend a lot more money than you want to. But I don't really do budget, so I'm probably not gonna make a video about that. And then last question from Kimmer400, what are your thoughts about driving in Japan? I heard rural jets have to drive and that licensing in Japan is a pain. Well, I am a rural jet. This place is pretty freaking rural, and you don't have to drive. They're always gonna put you in a position, or usually they're gonna put you in a position where you can get to wherever you need to get to, either through public transportation or by biking. So driving, while it can be convenient, obviously, licensing in Japan is a pain. It costs a lot of money to take the test, and the test is very rigid. The test is less than like a real driving test and more of a checklist, robotic. You better do everything right or you're not getting the license. So it's a pain in the ass, and that's why I personally don't care to get a license. And even though it'd be convenient in a big wide city like Tsuyama, Tsuyama's rural, but it is wide. There's a lot, so having a car would definitely be useful, but licensing is such a pain that I just don't bother with it. From, oh my gosh, hopefully I don't mess up your name, but this is from Vera Novitskaia. Vera Novitskaia, how are you feeling in your second year? And are you recontracting for a third year on Jet? Why or why not? Sorry, maybe this isn't a simple question to answer. Nah, no problem, Vera. All right, so how am I feeling in my second year? In the first, okay, so I'm gonna be very honest with you. In the first year, when I first got here, I was like super, very strict with myself, and I was like, I gotta be super professional, and I gotta be all uptight and whatever, and make sure I don't get fired and crap like that. But as you go on, you realize like this is, you know, it's also for yourself, since you're not directly contracted to the school or whatever, you're not like an actual teacher, if you know what I'm saying. But pretty much you kind of realize that you don't have to be so uptight and so rigid with yourself, you know, it's kind of up to your own choice. I'm more relaxed now. I know what I can do, what I can't do, you know, I know the flexibility of rules, whatever. So I feel a lot more relaxed, you know, just definitely not as uptight, definitely more relaxed, and now I feel more at home. When I first got here, you know, even though it's always a good experience, but at first it is difficult, you know, whether you say it to yourself or not, whenever you look back on it, you're like, man, the beginning of moving to Japan, like it was a little difficult, just getting used to everything and just settling in the change of everything pretty much. And I think that's the biggest thing. Definitely just feel more relaxed, feel more at home. And are you recontracting for a third year? Yes, I am recontracting for a third year. And why am I doing that? Because there's still, the reason why I came to Jet, guys, is because I want to just kind of experience things and explore, see more things before I get older. Because as you get older, it's a little harder to have free time, you know, when you have a stable job and maybe you have a family, whatever, it's harder to go and travel, you know, you can't just do it whenever you want to. But when you're young and you don't have those kinds of responsibilities, it's kind of a trade-off, because while you could be settling down, getting your career in place and whatever, if you do that, you won't be able to travel as much. And I'd rather go for the side where you're traveling and experiencing the world and learning more, because I think it makes you a better person for it, and I think that's just better for you overall. I think it develops your mind more, definitely. And so anyways, the big reason why I'm doing the third year is because I do want to travel more, I want to see more things, and there are a couple of things that I definitely am going to do within this next year. And after I finish those things, then I will feel pretty much satisfied, like I've done what I wanted to do here. And so probably, well, I've already decided, pretty much mostly decided. I'm not going to say 100% sure, because you never know. What I've learned is you never know what you're going to feel in the future, but most likely, the third year will be my final year on Jet. On Jet for sure. Holy crap, sorry for the long-winded answers, but I really want to be thorough with you guys because you asked me questions, so I want to answer them in detail. Alright, so next question by EnderCraft. My question is that, do you go to the gym every day? I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, I was just wondering. Well, first of all, don't worry, no offense taken, I don't think it's rude at all, that's fine, you're just wondering, man. So yesterday I didn't go to the gym. I have one break day a week, and yeah, so I go to the gym normally. Right now my split is 6 days a week, and I go to the gym 6 days a week with one break day, because I want to make sure I don't kill my body. And I don't know if you're trying to ask, like, you know, to get in great shape or whatever, do you need to be going that often? You really don't. Like, if you want to just be fit, be in shape or whatever, you know, you can just go like 3 or 4 times a week. That's probably good enough for the average, you know, gym goer. But if you want to be like if you want to be probably more than fit, you know, look very impressive, I'd say you probably have to go more, you know. But that's just my opinion. Some people make it work. All right, next question. MrMitcheru, what area of Japan are you in? I am in kind of like the southeastern. You know how Japan's like I'm trying to do this in the camera. I think in the camera it looks like this or something, you know? I'm like down here. The southwest, I'm stupid. Southwest part, I'm in Okayama. You can search it up, Okayama Prefecture. How is it bodybuilding in Japan versus the USA? Well, in Japan, bodybuilding is not as popular of a fad. It's not as big of a culture. If you go to a gym, let me just give you a this is a common comparison I use. I went to a Gold's Gym in Japan. Gold's Gym in America, you know, it's like a $10 day pass, and they even have free, you know, trial passes or whatever. And Gold Gyms in America is like $30 a month or something. In Japan, a day pass is around $40 a day pass, and memberships are around $90, $85 to $90 a month. So it's much more specified in Japan, you know. And most gyms, like they have like curves gyms and things like that. They're highly under-equipped, and yeah, it's just not as big of a culture here. So they don't have as not all like they don't have like the nice gyms like in America, all the machines and everything. So that's how it is. But you know, I got this training room. Check it out. Oh my goodness. So we got pretty much, you know, mostly everything you need in here. So that's pretty nice. So I'm pretty blessed in that sense. And what have I enjoyed about doing YouTube in Japan? Well, doing YouTube in Japan, one, I get to stay in touch with my, you know, family and friends because they can keep up with what I'm doing. That was why I started it in the first place. And then when I was like, oh, you know, other people can enjoy this too. And it'd be pretty cool to show people my progress, because I'm not like somebody who's been in bodybuilding or working out, whatever, for like 10 years or anything. I'm just starting, you know, and showing people what I can do from the very start. You know, it's motivated some of my friends, and maybe it's motivating some of you guys. And of course, I like to show like the culture of Japan. You know, I think a lot of people don't really know how it is over here, and I kind of give you my realistic, not fluffed up view on how it is living here in Japan and the JET program. And oh, there's the school music, the classes started music. All right, so anyways, yeah, I like showing the culture and different aspects of Japan to you guys. It's kind of interesting, you know. But of course, I like to show my progress, and I want to help people who don't have the knowledge about, you know, how to get like really fit and whatever. I want to kind of share that knowledge. That doesn't have anything to do with doing YouTube in Japan specifically, but that's why I like to do YouTube. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break right now and start with my workout, and I'm gonna, during my in-between sets and whatever, I'll answer some more questions. Oh my goodness, it went from sunny to rainy and crappy. Oh, there's a rainbow over there. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, a rainbow. Next question from Samuel Ortegon. Way to go, man. Thanks. My question to you is the following. What advice do you have for someone aspiring to go to Japan? For that, just, you know, save up some money and go visit. If you're just talking about visiting, just save up some money and go. Moving on with the question, do you recommend JET? And hang on a second, dude. Look at that rainbow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, anyways, so do you recommend JET? So yeah, if you want to come over here and be that rainbow looks ridiculous in real life, sorry. So if you want to come to Japan and be like an ALT, teach English, do that kind of thing, and get compensated well, because some companies don't treat their employees that well. Like I know from first-hand stories from my friends, and also just research, JET is the best paying, best compensation company that there is, and they treat their JET, it's very tight-knit, like community almost. Sometimes, you know, there's those exceptions where, like Brian, he didn't have a very good experience, but you know, generally, like it's a pretty good community. So I definitely do recommend JET if you want to take that route. And then, do you recommend visiting Japan prior to applying to an English teaching company? You don't have to, but obviously if you come and you know a little bit about Japan, it kind of piques your interest even more, and that kind of genuinity, is that a word? Makes it even better when you apply for something like JET. But at the same time, you don't want to be a know-it-all either, because, you know, they want you to learn and get something out of the experience, not just act like you know everything, and they don't want you to be a douchebag. Alright, so, keep up the great work. Love the workout vids. Much love from South Texas. Much love to you too, Samuel Ortegon. Thank you for the questions. Now look at that freaking rainbow. Oh my God. Holy, it just gets more and more intense. Alright, next question. If you're wondering why I'm outside, it's because there's music playing in there and there's a bunch of kids in there now, so you probably won't be able to hear me if I record in there. So I'm gonna go to the top of these questions now, because there's like there are a lot of JET questions in a row, and I don't want to go like 15 JET questions in a row. So let's go with the first question. DrDoom. Okay, so how do you feel about the POG split? For those who don't know, that's the channel called Physiques of Greatness, and it used to be two guys, and they used to run it together, but then they split up, and there's some like bad blood between them. And that's the channel that got me kind of into fitness, or got me seriously doing it. and kind of gave me the knowledge to start understanding what I'm actually doing. So I kind of POG is kind of the reason why I know what I'm doing, or that's what started it all. So how do I feel about the split? It's sad. I think it's sad. I think that, yeah, it's just sad how they had to split up and things went bad between them two, because they used to be like really good friends, but at the same time I think neither of them were full maturity level, not fully mature, because there was no reason for things to get that bad. And I think, you know, on both Chris and Vince's part, both could have done something, you know, both could have done something, although clearly like Vince shouldn't have done all that, taking the money and all this crap, but still though, both of them could have done something, or at least solved it, because I mean, if you're friends, guys, come on, like, the money is not going to go with you when you die, but when you die, you know, what's going to matter is the friendships and relationships you had in your life. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Do you think Gymshark clothes are worth the money, really, or is it just hype? So to be honest, some of their products I think is hype. Like okay, so if you've seen some of the videos in the winter vacation, I was wearing like a Gymshark hoodie that I bought over Black Friday. Now that was originally priced at like 40 bucks, around 40 bucks, something like that. And I got it for like 15 bucks on Black Friday, but the fit is not that great. Okay, it's like a really short. It doesn't even feel that good. This Alpha hoodie that I haven't talked about yet, but this thing feels super freaking good. It's like super soft, really good quality, and it's like the same price, if not cheaper. So some of their things, I think it is just hype, you know, just have the logo and things, but some of their products I think are actually really worth it. Like the puffer jacket, that thing is super high quality. I really like it. Their pants, like I'm wearing right now, these feel super good, and they're cheaper than Nike sweatpants, you know, and they feel better, in my opinion, and they fit better than Nike sweatpants. So you know, it just depends on the product and personal preference, kind of. Thanks for the question, DrDoom, and thanks for watching for all this time. I recognized your name the instant I saw it. Look at all the bird droppings right there. Gotta make sure I don't get pooped on. All right, this is from someone. Hello. I really hope if you ask the question you're watching this video, because I'm taking my time to answer these. All right, so from someone. Hello. What's your fave Diablo trick? Diablo is the type of juggling I do. My favorite Diablo trick, I'm gonna put it on the video right now. It's just like a combination of Vertex genocides, and I'm gonna put a video right here. So yeah, that is my favorite combo. It feels super cool when you're doing it, and just looks epic. Next question from mikco vilne. Do you like / play any sports, and what's your favorite? So do I like and play any sports? Sports that I like are tennis. And golf. So when I was in high school, I played tennis. So my favorite sport is definitely tennis, because I played it for like a large part of my life, like last year of middle school, all through high school and throughout college. I didn't play on a college team, but I just played, and I still play even sometimes now. Right now I have like really bad tennis elbow, so I can't even, like, it was so bad over winter break, I couldn't open any doors with my right arm. I couldn't even pick up a cup. But now it's getting a little better, but I'm still waiting for it to heal, and I'll start to go to these tennis meets on Friday nights once again. But I haven't been there for a while. I haven't played tennis in a while, just because my tennis elbow was so freaking bad. And I think it was a combination of weightlifting and these crazy strings that I was using that were not suited for me. All right. Let's see here. Where are we? Mikco Vilne. Okay. All right. So Jamie Shaw. What's the best strength training program for intermediate lifters? Strength training program for intermediate lifters. To be honest, okay, this is just my opinion. I'm not sure what the best is, and a lot of people would argue that there is no best, because what works for one person might not work for another. I mean, obviously there are methods that work And some methods are just, going to be better than others. Like, I mean, based on kind of common sense, like you don't want to do too much, don't want to do too little. But I'd say just find something that you enjoy and that you can keep consistent. Because if you enjoy a certain program, you're more likely to stick with it. And obviously, sticking with something is going to be better progress than not sticking with something. So, but one of my recommendations, I mean, the only one, I haven't even done it to the T, but I will recommend, if you want to do something intermediate, why don't you try Johnny Candido's 6-week, it's free 6-week strength program. I think that one's seems pretty good, and it's free. So Johnny Candido I think he's pretty reputable for helping people with gaining strength. So check it out. His website is, what is it, like, I don't know, I think it's like Candido Training HQ. I think that's what it is. But you can type in Johnny Candido. I'll put the hyperlink or whatever, or I'll put the link on the screen or something like that. But yeah, try that one out. All right, so it's dark outside now. Let's see here, but we're on to the next question from So Anxey. Congrats, thank you. Are you a personal trainer? I am not a personal trainer, but I would like to think of myself as one. I mean, I help people, my friends, if they want to get in shape and they ask me for like, some routines or whatever and nutritional advice, whatever, then I will give it to them. So, in a sense, I mean, that's what personal trainers do, right? So I like to think of myself as one, but I'm not like certified or anything like that. But I do like to help people get in shape. How long have you been lifting for? So I lifted since probably the first year of college. So man, that was like 5 or 6 years ago, first year of college. But honestly, the first 3 years of college, I had no idea what I was doing, and I made like little to no gains. So that was kind of a waste of time. And the last year of college, I still didn't exactly know what I was doing, but I started like a real workout routine, and I stayed consistent and stayed consistent. That's pretty much it. I just stayed consistent, and I saw some gains just from being consistent and following kind of a actual program or routine. And seriously, like I've been lifting, knowing what I'm doing for maybe 1.5 years now. So I'm really kind of new to the whole serious bodybuilding lifestyle and everything. That's what the whole like channel, or like a year of this channel was. It was showing my progress in the year that I started to like the end of my cut and now bulking again. So it's just to show you, with the proper knowledge, if you do things the right way, how much progress you really can make naturally, of course, in just a year. So I have not been lifting seriously, knowing what I'm doing for that long at all. And then, so Anxey also asks, and will you do any future openings on any Gymshark merchandise? I don't exactly know what that means. Like, am I gonna sell Gymshark merchandise? Like, I'm not a vendor or anything, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell my personal Gymshark clothes, so I don't know about that one. Thank you for the question, and now we get back to next exercise. All right, guys. Now those damn kids are out of this room. Just kidding. All right, so moving on to the next question. It's pretty dark outside, so now everyone's out, so I can finish my questions up in here. All right, so we are almost done here, guys. Okay, so this next question, holy crap. Mostafa Gym, what happened to your girlfriend? Did she leave you? That is extremely direct, but it is what it is. But anyways, no, she did not leave me. It was quite the opposite. But there's no bad blood or anything. There's no hard feelings. At first she wasn't, I could tell she wasn't really cool with it, but we're cool now. And it was just like, it just didn't, for me, it just didn't really work out. And I'm gonna go off on a little rant here, but this is how I feel about things like this. So, when you date, go out, whatever you're dating, seeing if, your personalities match. And for me, it's just like our personalities just didn't match. Even if she might have thought that they did or she wanted it to work, for me, it just didn't. And, like when I'm in a relationship, I want to be like head over heels for that person. That amount of passion wasn't in this relationship. And, I kind of like, waited it out for a little bit to see, if things are gonna grow, because obviously it's not gonna be like that right from the beginning. Or actually, it might, if it's a really good scenario, but it wasn't like that, and I just don't want to be in a relationship if I'm not like completely into it. And another thing is, I've been like very focused on my goals. Like during that time, I was, trying to do my cut, very focused on that, and I'm also trying to kind of I'm trying to improve my own physique so that one day, you know, I can be a coach, you know, because like I think I mean, obviously I have proof, you know, my own body transformations, etc. that I can show people and be like, look, I know how to, you know, do these transformations. I know how to sculpt your physique. But, you know, it's like I don't look that crazy, so no one's gonna give a crap, you know. So I need to improve my own physique and whatever so that people, as superficial as it sounds, when they see me, they're gonna be like, damn, like, looks like he knows what he's talking about. For me, you know, I want my coach to look the part as well as be the part. So that's my personal goal. And since I'm so focused on that, I'm so focused on my own things, you know, I'm not gonna say like, you know how there's the common excuse that people are like, oh, I'm just focused on my job, I can't be in a relationship, I'm so focused on whatever, I just can't be in a relationship. Like sometimes that's true. However, I feel that the majority of the time, it's not that you can't be in a relationship, it's just that when you're focused on your own things, it's gonna be like exponentially harder for someone to come and just knock you off your feet and make you just completely fall for them. You know, they have to be really amazing, like very amazing to really kind of take you out of what you're focused on and make you focus on them, you know. But I do think that even if you're focused on your own things, if the right person comes along, then you're gonna make time for that person. So that's just how I see it. So no hard feelings or anything, but that's what happened. If you wanted like a detailed description, obviously, I feel like you didn't want just a yes or no answer, but maybe you did. Anyways, on to the next question. All right, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm just gonna say the name like it is. J''I LaGlace. No, just kidding. I think, is it J LaGlace? J LaGlace? I don't know. Sorry. All right. Anyways, congrats on 1K. Smiley face. Thank you. And so, what are you planning to go after Jet? Do you think being in Jet will help you in your future career? Well, I went to college to become a high school teacher. I went through the UTeach program at University of Texas at Austin, and I wanted to be a high school math teacher. So being in Jet will definitely help me if I want a future career because, you know, having more global experience, working with kids, working with ESL kids especially, you kind of, I mean, it gives you more depth. You know, you have more layers than just, I can teach algebra, you know, you just have more depth, and that's part of the whole reason why I wanted to do this, to put more depth into, you know, who I am. You know, like I said, traveling and doing this whole experience makes you a better person for it. And then she asks, do you know anything about CIR and what you've heard from them? Anything about CIR? I'm not exactly sure. I think my CIR is this dude, and he has to do a lot of work in the offices. Yeah, it's just like a lot of office work, and he's extremely busy and extremely stressed out, and it's not nearly as a relaxed position as ALT. And it seems that you have to have a fair bit of Japanese language to be able to do it, but that's just from my personal experience knowing my CIR. But like everyone here, all the Okayama Jets love the CIR. He's done like a great job, but we can all tell like he's very stressed, like all the problems, everyone goes to him and everything. It's just extremely stressful. And then finally, J. LaGlace says, thanks. So you are welcome, and thank you for your questions, and thank you for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. Next question from Daniel Avalos. Congrats! 4 exclamation marks. Well deserved, and your channel is only getting better! Exclamation mark. That's not a question, but I really appreciate the nice comment, Daniel, and thank you so much. Okay, so, oh wait a second. There are questions here. My bad. Look, I pasted it like this, and there's a space, so I thought it was over. But actually, here my questions are. Okay, so his questions are: 1, what is your favorite type of sushi? Probably, if I had to choose one, this is not like super, you know, Asian or anything, but it's my favorite one is ebi avocado, which is like shrimp and avocado and some onions and sometimes mayonnaise, and that one's probably my favorite just because I don't really get too tired of that. Like salmon, I get tired of that after a while because it's just so much of the same raw fish in your mouth. Okay, number 2, he says, have you watched any of Ben Pakulski's videos? He uses a lot of science to back up his training methods and execution of exercises. I haven't watched any of his exercises. I have no idea who he is, but I'll check it out. But I will say that I don't think that, you know, while science is, you know, good and everything, and training methods, etc., you know, if you can't feel your muscle a certain way in the execution of exercises, then even if technically that's the right way to do it by science, whatever, then, you know, you might have to be doing your own way, your own method, you know, because we're dealing with humans, and every human is different, you know. And of course, science is science, but when you're dealing with like the mind and all this crap, it's kind of like it's a little intangible. So it's not always, science is not always 100% like do it this way and it's gonna work for you. But that's just how I see it. All right, number 3, he says, he asks, what is your favorite aspect of Japanese culture? My favorite aspect, that's pretty tough to come up with on the spot. Maybe when you go to stores and everything, like stores, restaurants, etc., everyone is extremely nice and extremely helpful. Sometimes you go to stores in America and stuff, and sometimes like, you know, the people who are there supposed to help you, or waiters or whatever, they just seem like pissed off or not happy or whatever. In Japan, if you act like that, you're fired. So they're always very nice, energetic, and always ready to help. So that's always nice. You know, you're never gonna get like snubbed out really. So I kind of like that. That's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head. So there's that. And then lastly, he asks suggestions or tips for the JET interview. Let me give you a very honest answer. In the JET interview, pretty much just say, okay, well, I'm gonna tell you that even if you're not qualified, if you're not the kind of person they're looking for, you can still get in, which kind of sucks because there are some people that I've met on JET that it's like, what the hell, these people are kind of, I don't know, but it's like in the interview, clearly they passed it, so I feel like they just had to tell their interviewers what they wanted to hear, you know, just say stuff that you think that they want to hear, and that's probably gonna get you, if you made it as far as the interview, if you just say what they want to hear and don't mess up, then that's pretty much it. But as for actual suggestions and things, excuse me, as for actual suggestions and things, speak loudly, speak clearly, enunciate, because you want to show them that you are fluent in English. I didn't speak this fast or this like slurred or whatever when I was doing my interview. I slowed it down, I spoke very clearly, you know, and that's something you want to get across, because, you know, keep in mind you're going to be teaching Japanese kids, and they want to be like, they want to know like you're not going to freak out Japanese kids with way too fast English like I'm speaking right now and things like that. So those are some tips. Also, you know, you got to stay pretty formal because it is Japanese style interview. But just one thing that I think is negative, I mean, maybe it's a positive for some people obviously, is that you can fake your interview so hard and just get into JET. And because, you know, it's like they don't really know who you are. They're just asking you questions, and, you know, they're determining their choice off of your responses. So you could be like the crappiest person ever and still make it in. And sadly, I know some people like that. So there's that. And then Daniel Avalos finally, he says, thank you and continued success in your bodybuilding and your other endeavors. And once again, thank you so much, Daniel. It means a lot to me, like getting nice comments and stuff. It's just, it makes me happy. Okay. And with that one, that was all the question, guys. So thank you to everybody who asked the question, and thanks to everybody who's watching. This is a pretty long video, so I'm gonna put like timestamps at the bottom so you can find your own question if that's all you want to hear. Anyways, thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.